Hello, everyone. Welcome to the finals of Grand Prix Chicago. I'm Brian David Marshall. I'm joined by Ben Seck, and we are watching Tyler Bloom, former Canadian national team member. On your left, he's playing against Jadine Complarens. Jadine has a previous Grand Prix Day 2 on her resume, but is fairly new to competitive Magic. She's only been playing for about 4 years, only playing competitively for the last year or so.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Jadine started off with a double mulligan, but she has matched Tyler's turn two pack rat with her own pack rat.
The rat race is on, as they say.
Oh, jeez.
Watch Jadine talking to Jared Betcher. This was the matchup she faced in the quarterfinals, and they were joking about how bad Bile Blade is in this matchup.
Right. But actually, oh wow, she's actually matched almost card for card. Tyler has only a Mutavault as the difference. Tyler also
Here comes the underworld connections.
really important part of the strategy. Let's see if Jadine can kind of match that too, because this is going to be really crucial. If she isn't able to really do this, she may be buried under a sea of card advantage.
Oh, maybe she can continue. Nope.
Oh, so she's going to try and keep the pressure on by putting a huge 6/6 demon into play. Definitely, if there's no removal spell forthcoming, that can really put a hurting onto Tyler. I think that Tyler does have a Hero's Downfall in his hand, so I think it's not long for this world, or this other world.
Yeah. It's not a very heroic creature.
Oh, so Jadine actually drew her.
Yeah, she drew her underworld connection, so she's continuing to match with Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
But Tyler's a little bit ahead of her here on card draws.
No, definitely. There's a couple card draws ahead as well as the mulligans, so she's going to need to just have some good draws.
Yeah. Mutavault beats in.
And as we saw in the previous game, I mean, one of the best ways of dealing with underworld connections is to make your opponent so low on life it becomes too dangerous to connect anymore.
Right. There's the Night Veil Spectre. Now this is not a card Jadine can match.
Right. She does not have any Night Veils in a deck. She does have Barb Lights to deal with it, so it's not like she doesn't have.
Oh, and speak of the devil.
Oh, so she's going to actually take the demon out of.
Right, she gets a Thoughtseize Desecration Demon. Now she has a clear window to Bile Blight, the Night Veil Spectre. Although she might want to.
Yeah, she might get a little greedy and then see if she can get the 2 Mutavaults.
She's gonna see. But
I mean, also,
do you really want to let your opponent hit you with a Night Veil Spectre when they can cast every card in your deck guaranteed? This is the worst situation to be in.
She might actually have two Barb Lights, and that would even be.
Well, that would be awesome.
Awesome.
That would unmulligan quite nicely.
I think Tyler's trying to see if he's walking into a trap right here.
What happens if I
think Admiral Akbar might show up.
So what do you do here in Tyler's situation?
I think you kind of hedge. If you are worried about Barb Light and you want to keep your Mutavaults, you should probably either just attack with one of them.
He was digging for a Thoughtseize.
Yeah, and then
she Bile Blights in response.
Oh, and okay, so
the other card was an ultimate price,
which actually can't hit either a Spectre or a Mutavault. So.
And then 4 points come in. She's already at 9.
Yeah, she really is a Grey Merchant at this point. I think that's a card that I would think that.
Grey Merchant connect into another Grey Merchant.
Yeah, that would definitely bring her back. And actually, speak of Grey Merchant, here's one. Oh, that's.
So she plays Lifebane Zombie. This is what she's playing instead of the Night Veil Spectres.
Right.
They're really good in a lot of the other matchups. Particularly bad in this one.
That's right. Intimidate doesn't work well.
They can't take any creatures, and they can always be blocked.
It's true. The only thing that it gets through is actually the Mutavault, so that is one advantage, but it's not really good enough.
No. I guess they also can block a Mutavault. That's fine.
So I think Tyler's going to work out whether he's going to be a little bit. No, he's not. I was going to think he's
No greed. He's just like, I need a little room here.
puts Jaden to 4. I think Jaden is considering blocking, but like, it's possible that she's thinking that her best shot is to draw a Grey Merchant, so she wants more pips.
She'll get 6 points back off of that.
Okay, she goes to 1. Really needs to draw something here. Probably, if it's not a Grey Merchant, she probably is not going to survive here. Demon does not look...
No, the Desecration Demon is not going to do it for her.
I think Tyler is...
Tyler's...
It's got to try and make sure that he doesn't, like...
Yeah.
I mean...
Right, he keeps, and we saw this in the match with Takahashi. Both players were very, very cautious with their spells, digging for discard spells before they did anything.
Right, now like he's seeing the coast is clear.
Yeah.
And if the coast is clear, he knows basically that he can attack with everybody. So the double mulligan kind of like was the end of Jadine. Like she was matching card for card, and then Tyler just came over the top really.
Now, are both of these players going to bring in? You're expecting Read the Bones to come in.
Yes.
Do you see something like obviously the Dark Betrayal?
Yeah. So Jadine really will bring in the 4 Duress, 2 Read the Bones, 2 Erebos, and 1 Dark Betrayal. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9 cards.
So Lifebane Zombies,
yeah.
Get out the door.
Right. Probably the Whip of Erebos is out there. It's very likely that some amount of like ultimate price.
Yeah, ultimate price. Yeah.
Ultimate will come out, and then the rest will probably be
One
Bob Light. Yeah, Bob Lights. Actually, and maybe a Hero's Downfall. Like she has to kind of hedge that a little bit. On Tyler's side, he also has 4 Duress and 2 Erebos, so he's definitely bringing those in. I don't think he's bringing in Farika's Cure, even though they're...
It might be nice in this matchup if you think for some reason she's leaving in the Lifebane Zombies, but you have to expect she'll take it out.
I don't think the Farik... I mean, it's at its best killing Pack Rat, but you can't really kind of rely on it to do so. There's a Bob Light. It depending on how many cards can come out, but like he has 2 Lifebane Zombies that will come out for sure, and then he has probably... That's the only things that are guaranteed. So he actually has to kind of trim off a lot of the cards that maybe Jadine would keep in. Something like the Barb Lights, Devour Flesh, Hero's Downfall, all could probably be shaved a little bit. Jadine has a few more cards, and to be honest, the big difference is the Read the Bones here. Read the Bones allows her to have more things to do to try and get incremental advantage, because this game's about like essentially attrition.
Yeah, it plays much more control-y.
No, absolutely. Like once the control kind of like sets in and everyone has no hand, which will happen like after turn 5, it becomes like how fast you can like regas up with Underworld Connections or just be at the top of your deck.
Right. So and the Read the Bones are just amazing for her.
Right. It's just like
being able to look 4 deep. Like I mean, think about how many turns we've watched someone also in the late game looking for a Grey Merchant.
Right.
Right. And the ability to go 4 cards deep to find one is pretty amazing.
Oh no, yeah. At some point you're going to be trying to top deck out of it, and like essentially it draws 4 cards because there are only a few cards that are really important here. But Jadine's now on the play, so that will help her kind of like be a little bit more proactive with her discard, possibly set up like a turn 2 Pack Rat. That's often how these post-sideboarding games go, because they both have like 8 1-cost discard spells.
Right.
And so what you generally do is you lead with a discard spell, you see which card they can deal with, and then you deploy the threat that they can't deal with.
Sometimes you just play 2 more discard spells on the next turn.
Right.
Is there a correct sequence you find like between Duress and Thoughtseize?
It depends if you go first or second actually. I generally think going with Thoughtseize first is best. Especially just because sometimes you need to take Pack Rat early. I think that's the big difference. I think if there wasn't a Pack Rat, like I think going Duress is fine, because the most of the important cards are non-creatures. But since Packrat can swing the game so drastically, I think you have to go with Thoughtseize. The 2 life early is not that big a deal. Okay. Oh, Jadine, unfortunately, goes down to 6. I mean, she's had not a lot of luck with her, like, opening hands. Tyler is going to keep...
Well, that could also sometimes be, though, also knowing...
That's true.
I mean, a lot of times people, I think, misconstrue mulliganing as unlucky.
Yes, that's true.
And a lot of times a mulligan is, I know what cards I need for this match. I can have a perfectly playable hand. I can have lands and spells, but it's not the lands and spells I want. I'm not opening on a Thoughtseize.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I think that, you know, for some of these matchups where, you know, if you don't have a turn 1 discard spell, the hand is actually pretty clunky. It's like, you know, you don't have any play till turn 3 or turn 4.
Right.
You know that your hand's likely just get stripped.
Right.
Strip bare at that point.
Right, and Thoughtseizing away a Thoughtseize. It's good times.
Yeah, no.
Who doesn't come to a Magic tournament to do that?
It's Magic at its purest. Okay,
6 cards.
It looks...
That is not a happy look.
Yep,
Sure, she says. We're underway.
Okay.
Swamp for Jadine, but no discard spell.
I don't think Tyler's going to give her
Yeah.
that...
Yeah, the odds were pretty slim that we wouldn't see
at least one
one
of them.
unturned one somewhere.
So, Bob Light or Hero's Downfall or Grey Merchant.
Well, the Grey Merchant is a not these next 2 turns problem.
Right. So I think it's one of those two.
He took the blight.
Really, really kind of like indicating that either he has a rat right now, or that he potentially has a Spectre later. But it looks like he has rat.
Yep.
Luckily, Jadine is going to hit her 3rd land first.
Yep.
So she's going to...
Yep, it's just going to get Hero's Downfall on the rat. But there's a Night Veil Spectre looming in the sky.
She's play Demon here.
Yeah, matched by Desecration Demon, or actually trumped. Okay, there is an Underworld Connections.
Really, really important.
This is the card that these matches have really just come down to.
Yeah, I think the way that Jadine almost has to play this is like, it's very, very possible that she needs to be aggro here. She doesn't have the tools to, like, really kind of play a long game here.
Oh.
So
sounds like Erebos is going to be attacking next turn.
So I think her plan might be try and attack with Demon, and then set up like a Grey Merchant to try and burn Tyler out from afar.
Tyler's clearly going to let her attack.
Yeah.
He's planning on attacking.
So
there's an Erebos of her own. So neither of these players are gaining any life. This is what they have to work with.
I think what Jadine realized is that her best way of winning the game is to try and, as I said, burn Tyler out. But if Tyler has a Grey Merchant this turn, she can't possibly do that. So so she's okay. Well, I've got to play this, stop the life gain, and see if I can just ride this like Desecration Demon all the way through. I mean, even if Tyler like turns on.
Oh my gosh.
Well, funnily enough, I don't think the game is going to be about this, actually. So I actually think that Tyler, Tyler's just like deciding to pay life because he knows that the most important thing is he needs something like an ultimate price to deal with the demon.
Found a Devour Flesh. Look at that.
A huge thing. And also no life gain because of the Erebos.
Right.
Like really crucial. I mean, like just like a really brutal turn. He didn't have that much window to do that too.
I knew exactly what he needed to do. He took the more painful route to draw the card.
Right.
Because it left him mana up if he drew, like you said, an Ultimate Price or a Devour Flash. Wow, that was a That was a difficult turn to take 4.
Yeah, I think Jaden's in a little trouble here. I mean, the Spectre is going ahead. She's taken the underworld connection, which is not that important because
She might be taking it just to remove potential pips from him.
no, that's true. It's true.
That has pips.
Yeah, no,
He just drew another underworld connections.
I think if Tyler did not draw that 2-mana removal spell, he might have like really just been in a position where he couldn't win. Wow. So this actually is funny. If Jaden is able to draw something with pips, she'll have. She needs 2 pips basically.
Well, I mean, underworld connections turns on
Oh.
Erebos.
Oh, and that's actually a really, really good card for her. If that the Mutavault would have been really useful.
She's at 7.
Yeah, without land, I don't think she's going to be long for this world. And it does not look like a person who's drawn land. She's a pack rat. Pack rat's not going to do it. She almost has to kind of like pay 2.
Yep.
Yeah, like in the hopes of getting like a Bar Blight.
Is that what happened?
I don't know. I mean, she drew a land, so I don't think she actually has a
Oh, so she's just going to play a pack rat to
block.
put a speed bump down.
Right. But just probably not enough. I mean, it's too far behind. Is that
I mean,
5
she really
life?
needs to draw Phyrexian Obliterator.
That's a lot of pips.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to build that deck.
I know.
I was like, oh,
Both had the same exact.
that's a cool modern deck.
Splashing for pit fight.
No,
There
unfortunately.
you go.
Tyler
Tyler Bloom is your Grand Prix Chicago champion. 2005, he was on the Canadian national team. 2014, he is qualified for Hawaii, and he is the Grand Prix champion.
I mean, a really, really